Hello, I'm Ed Clark, and I'm here today with Thad Simons, President and CEO of Novus International. Thad, could you tell us why Novus got involved in the sustainability movement to start with, and how it benefits both you and your customers?
Well, thank you, Ed, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today and to be able to talk about Novus and the work that we're doing. In terms of sustainability, we've been kind of involved in this for a number of years, even before we started talking about sustainability itself. We knew that some of the major drivers for our customers were in terms of issues of productivity or having a good economic return, issues around animal well-being, food safety, the environment. And these have been long-term drivers for the food industry and for animal production industry that we serve. And as I came to think about it and become more exposed in organizations like the World Agricultural Forum, we started putting this in terms of how can we start ourselves really having programs that would be impactful with our customers and helping them to achieve their goals and to meet these challenges that face them. So sustainability for us, and I think it's kind of the common definition now, has to have an economic return. The farmer isn't going to do something unless there's going to be economic return. But it needs to be respectful to the environment and has to also meet the social needs. Social needs, going back to those drivers of being animal well-being, has to be a concern, and the consumer expecting food safety. So Novus is working in all those areas. We have products and programs working with our customers to address those kinds of needs and requirements and to help them to be successful in meeting their own sustainability needs.
We are here, of course, at the World Agricultural Forum in St. Louis, and could you tell us what the importance of your involvement is with the World Agricultural Forum, and what kind of an effect do you think you can have globally?
So the World Agricultural Forum is based here in St. Louis. We have congresses every 2 years here. And the goal of the forum is really to create a neutral forum, or a place where people of differing views could come together and discuss the issues, the major issues in terms of agriculture and food production, and the challenges that we have as a total industry, a food industry, to feed the world. Novus's mission statement itself is helping to feed the world, and this is a mission that we adopted back in 1992, shortly after the company was founded, is really how can we help to feed the world. The World Agricultural Forum does that by bringing in people from industry, private sector, from the public sector or government, as well as the civil society or NGOs. And I think it's the only place you find, the only organization that you find all of those different influencers, or those different stakeholders coming together in one place to talk about how we're going to be able to feed the world. It's predicted that by 2050, there'll be 9 billion people in the world, almost 3 billion more than now. That the amount of food we need to produce between now and then is more than all the food produced before in history. So how do we actually meet that kind of challenge with regard to feeding the world? And personally, I think the technology and the capacity is there, but it's really in question of making sure that we get the best ideas out. We share them in a Congress like this, and then we didn't take it from here and we take it out into the regions in the world. So Novus was a sponsor for the first regional meeting in Thailand back in March, and we were able there to talk about the issues that were very specific to Asia, which are different than the issues that we have here in the U.S. And sometimes the drivers may be the same at the kind of the highest level, at the 30,000 feet level, but when it really gets down to the practicalities of it in the regions, it's very different. So from here, the next will be a meeting in Latin America in November, and we're talking about roundtables or smaller congresses to come over the next year in China and India and other parts of the world, really to get the message out and understand the challenges in each part of the world. So Novus will be a part of that and continue to work with our customers and We always bring customers to these congresses. They go away with, I think, a better appreciation of the challenges that exist. Sometimes we feel kind of lonely thinking the challenges that we're facing in one place, if we're in Brazil or in the US or we're in Thailand, that we don't realize that other people in other places are facing similar challenges.
How is the world economic crisis affecting sustainability efforts worldwide?
Certainly, it's affecting the access to finance. So this is having some negative impact with regard to people's ability to finance some projects that they were looking at before. It certainly has pushed more people back into really the lowest level in terms of poverty or subsistence. So before we would have estimated there were probably 800 or so million people going to bed without enough food every day. Now it's probably back over 1 billion people. So in this sense, it's really made the challenge of the future even higher because it's pushed us back. But I think in terms of the longer term, those drivers that I talked about before are still there, and we will continue to need to make the investments. One of the big issues we talked about in Thailand, and we've talked about a little bit here in this Congress, is just how will we provide the financing that's required to create all the investment that's needed for this food production. And so I think this is one of the big challenges that we have and facing us. It's just provide the financing to develop the food systems required for feeding 9 billion people.